So in this lesson, we're going to be talking about trend lines. There are two different types of trends, a downtrend and an uptrend. Now, what is the purpose of a trend line? A trend line either drives the price downwards, it acts like a resistance on the way down, okay? Or in case of an uptrend, it drives the price upwards, it acts as a support, right? So the entire price action on all the charts, no matter if it's Forex, stock market, crypto, whatever types of charts you guys see, you guys will see these trends throughout the chart all the time. And all of the movement, all the price action actually happens within these trend lines. Okay. Now, that's one job of a trend line. The second job of a trend line, once broken through, okay, it's like consider it like a pressure cooker, okay? So the price action is dancing in between these trend lines, but eventually when it's broken through, it shoots up, okay? It acts as a fuel for the move up or downwards. So if it breaks a downtrend, in this case, this white trend, it is going to do what? It's going to shoot up, right? It's going to fuel the move upwards. In case of an uptrend, like this green one, if it closes below, if it loses this uptrend, what is going to happen? It is going to go downwards. Okay? It is going to fuel the move downwards. So, in case of a downtrend, they usually are connected, as you guys can see, they're connected from the peak of accumulation candle to the next peak. Okay? So, this is actually a base, right? This is the base of our downtrend. Okay? And this is the reach of our downtrend. Now, in case of an uptrend, we want the bottom of the distribution candle to be connected to the next body of the distribution candle. Now, there's a proper way to draw these trend lines. We don't just eyeball them or connect them to whatever reach point that we want. Okay. The base is quite simple. In case of a downtrend, we will go to the highest accumulation peak that we can find. Okay. In case of an uptrend, we find the most, as long as it's not the first candle. Okay. The first candle we completely ignore. Um, so in case of an uptrend, we want the bottom peak of the distribution candle to be connected to the bottom peak of distribution candle. But there's a proper way to draw these trend lines. Okay. So let's go one hard close at a time. Actually, this will not be a valid trend. As you can see, I'm connecting the peak of an accumulation candle to the peak of distribution candle. In case of a downtrend, we only want to consider the accumulation candles. In this case, the green candles, not the red candles. Okay, red candles are only important in case of an uptrend. Okay, so let's erase both of these trend lines. Okay, and let's draw them from scratch. So the rule is we have to go one hard close at a time. Okay, from the first video, you guys should know by now what a hard close is. Okay, which means in case of a downtrend, the body of the candle or the peak of the candle you want to connect it to, the bottom of the body of the candle should be above that trend line. Okay, even if a small portion of it is uh, touching our trend line, that will not be considered technically a hard close. Okay, so let's start drawing the trend line. Okay, so make sure your guys' magnet tool is on because we want the peak to be connected properly. Okay, so it's not like sticking out like this or something. You see, if we turn off the magnet tool, it could be, like it's not connected over there. That's not a valid trend line. That's why the magnet tool is extremely important. So connect from the first accumulation candle, the highest peak, right, to the next one, right? Now, what is the next hard close going forward? This one, then this one, then this, then this, then this, then this. Now, this is a close one, but as you can see, if you zoom in, that's why it's extremely important that you guys take your time, go one hard close at a time. Zoom in if you have to, okay? Have these trend lines extremely thin for visibility purposes, okay? Make sure they're not thick. And so this is not a hard close because there's a small portion of the body of the candle that is touching this line. Okay, the line is piercing through it. So we're gonna go to the next hard close going forward, which is this one, and that's our trend line. There are no other hard closes that we see over here. So that's our downtrend. Okay, a valid downtrend. Now let's start drawing a uptrend. Now the exact same thing, but a mirror image, right? In case of an downtrend, we connected the peak of distribution candles to the next distribution candle, right? One hard close at a time. In this case, it will be the bottom of the distribution candle, the peak of the bottom of the distribution candles to the next peak of the bottom of the distribution candle. Okay, one hard close at a time. In this case, we want, so let's color this trend with red, for instance, right? So actually, let's make it white so it's different than our distribution candles. So one hard close at a time. Now after this one, what is the next hard close? Right here, okay? So remember, in case of uptrends, one hard close at a time, bottom of the distribution candles. Please do not confuse these rules, okay? This is the next hard close. Then this is the next one. Now this is a close one, but if you guys zoom in, you will see that it is piercing through the top of the body of the distribution candle. Okay, so in this case, since it's an uptrend, we were going to consider the top of the body of the distribution candle, right? We're not going to be considering the bottom part. And this is the next hard close. So those two are your trend lines, uptrend and downtrend. Okay. And as you guys can see, the entire price action is happening in between these two lines. Okay. And that's it for now.